afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Hamilton's 2016 4th of July Patriotic program, which is after our 54th annual parade. And America is now 240 years old. Isn't that something? President John Adams said that we should celebrate our Independence Day with an annual festival. And again, the city of Hamilton has come through with a traditional Independence Day celebration. I'm going to keep calling it Independence Day. We're going to start this off with Bishop Chance giving an invocation. Bishop Chance is the pastor of Kingdom Ministries, located on North 2nd Street in Hamilton. He is a leader of Hamilton's Unity Picnic that occurred in June of this year, which brought more than 30 local churches together. Bishop Chance is a great community volunteer and leader. Bishop Chance, please lead us in invocation.
Will you bow your heads with me, please? Gracious, eternal, Heavenly Father, we love to call you Father, Abba, for the Father is the nurturer, the lover, the protector of his family. And God, on this special Independence Day, that you provided freedom for all that we might enjoy. Those who know you as their personal Lord and Savior, and those that you have provided protection and freedom for. We ask that this celebration, oh God, would be a reminder of our dependence, not independence from you, but our dependence on you for everything. Continue to bless this great city. Bless the mayor and all those who have placed and put this great event on today. Get the glory and the honor, and bless the United States of America.
Thank you, Bishop Gary Chance. I want to thank all the churches and businesses for displaying signs that say, God bless America, land of the free, home of the brave. And thank all of our citizens who put flags out of their homes during this holiday period. We're now going to have the posting of colors by DAV Chapter 15. Please stand if you are able. Thank you, Disabled American Veterans, Chapter 15. We're not going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. We have two Cub Scouts leading us in today's Pledge of Allegiance. They're from Webelos to Denpack 926, chartered to Grace United Methodist Church. Ben Justice is 9 years old. Ben's mother is Jess Justice, and she is active in his den's activities. Evan Yurkus is also 9 years old. One of his grandfathers was an Eagle Scout, and his other grandparents, Karen and Carrie Monroe, coach him in scouting now. If you'll please lead us, gentlemen, in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
How about a round of applause for these young leaders? Next, we'll have the Star-Spangled Banner. It'll be sung by Bess Arlene Camacho. Bess Arlene's talents have been enjoyed by concert goers for many, many years. She is truly a community treasure. In addition to her many performances with the Hamilton Fairfield Symphony Orchestra at civic and charitable events, she is a popular teacher at Miami University, as well as at her own studio. She has trained and inspired many young musicians. Her career has taken her to perform in opera, musical theater, and on concert stages in 11 countries. Bess Arlene has also performed at New York's Metropolitan Opera and Carnegie Hall. Bess Arlene Camacho with the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ring clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Bess Arlene Camacho. I think the Reds should sign you to a long-term contract for the Star-Spangled Banner for every game. We are now going to recognize veterans who were in the parade today, and you can have a seat. I think we're done with the stand-up portion of the ceremonies for a while at least. I'm going to read the names of the veterans who are in the parade, and if you want to wave your hand for TV Hamilton, they're underneath the white tent over there. Kevin Manise, United States Air Force, War on Terror. Garrett Richard, United States Army, Cold War. Roger Wallace, United States Air Force, Vietnam War, past commander of AMVETS 1983. Harold Mudd, United States Army, Vietnam War. Jim Romanek, United States Army, Vietnam War. And his daughter, Tian Romanek, United States Air Force, War on Terror. So we got a father-daughter. Larry Dupree, United States Air Force. He was a medevac medic in the Vietnam War. Bill Law, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam War. Jim Freerdick, United States Army, Vietnam War era. Albert Miller, World War II. Don Cheatham, United States Air Force, Korean War. DAV member, part of the 21 Gun Salute, Edmund Godet, United States Army, Korean War. Fred Manning, also part of the DAV Chapter 15, U.S. Army Vietnam War DAV Chapter 15 commander. Very special gentleman who might still be here, Min Turner, United States Army Air Corps, World War II, 93 years old. Joe Gibson, United States Army, World War II, member of the American Legion. Philip Alexander, United States Army, also a DAV Chapter 15 member, past DAV State Commander, Vietnam War veteran. We also had Linda and Von Swink, who are with the Hamilton Fairfield Corvette chapter from the Vietnam War, both of them husband and wife. Darlene Fields was with us also from the Vietnam War era. Fred Schilling, a World War II veteran, is out there somewhere. He's sitting down, but he's raising his hand. A true war hero. Robert Harrison, also the DAV, World War II, United States Navy. Mike Pilgrim, Vietnam Purple Heart recipient, also DAV Chapter 15. We have so many people from the Marine Corps League wearing their hats right now, waving. And if you're a veteran, wave your hand right now so we can all give you applause. Okay, I want to do a quick shout out. I've got some cousins here from Texas, Jack and Ann Conrad and my Aunt Mary Ann Conrad from Hamilton. They're here from Texas every single year, and they brought their dogs this year. That's just so cool. I got to shout that out, okay? All right. Our parade grand marshal has traditionally been our Citizen of the Year. This year it was Joe and Sarah Markham. They are also treasures to this community. Unfortunately, they are unable to be here this year. We want to thank them for everything they have done for our city, including Markham Park, which is being built next to River's Edge Amphitheater. They donated a lot of money for a very special park that you're all going to love. Also, I recognize our volunteers of the year, Jen and Stephen Smith. Now to introduce our speaker. Introduction for Paul Stanberry, a real treasure as well in this community. Our speaker this year is celebrating his 20th anniversary as the music director of the Hamilton Fairfield Symphony Orchestra. We have a top-shelf symphony orchestra here in our city. We want to congratulate him for his dedication in bringing excellence to our orchestra. Paul is also the director of the Hamilton Fairfield Symphony Chorale, the Ohio Mozart Festival, and the Great Miami Youth Symphony. He also teaches music theory and composition at Northern Kentucky University and is music director at Hamilton's Zion Lutheran Church. Paul's a native of Toledo, but he lives in Hamilton, and he studied at Bowling Green State University. Among his many accomplishments, he won the Post-Corbett Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Arts, and his Second Symphony Foundation was nominated for a Pulitzer Prize in 2012. He is also a Parma recording artist, and I called him Dr. Paul Stanberry once because he should be a doctor to music for all of his contributions to music. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say Dr. Paul Stanberry.
I'm not really a doctor, but I do play one on TV if you watch the Kettering commercials. Welcome to Hamilton on the 4th of July. It's great to see you all here, and I will be brief, uncharacteristically so. The theme this year of our parade and our celebration is, of course, Hamilton celebrates through the arts. We can ask ourselves, what are the arts? Truly, anything perceived by the senses could be termed an art form. But institutions like the Fitton Center and Pyramid Hill, Art Space, and the Symphony, to name just a few, don't just happen spontaneously. Where did it all come from? Hamilton has long been a pioneer for artistic expression and enjoyment. For example, in the 1820s, we saw the organization of what were called singing schools for the improvement of church singing as well as for entertainment. Citizens used to gather in the largest meeting hall they could find, usually a church, and sing together for the sheer enjoyment of making music. One such group was entitled the Butler County Musical Association. In 1851, they began meeting and held regular meetings in the Front Street Presbyterian Church directly behind the courthouse here. The very first theatrical production was presented in the Blanchard family barn on Dayton Street until the city closed it down because of a fire hazard. The crowd used to gather in the hayloft and watch the production down below, and apparently there was danger. The site of the present St. Julie Billiard Church, which was then to become St. Stephen's, of course, was at first a meeting hall for both Catholic Mass as well as play productions. 1822 was the founding of the Hamilton Thespian Society, a group of local acting enthusiasts. In 1866, the building, which is right around the corner here, called the Dixon Globe Opera House, was built. And this, of course, this is where True West Coffee is at the very bottom, and Miami Hamilton's downtown location. In fact, you can still see the date, 1866, emblazoned at the top of that building. Check it out sometime if you've not had the opportunity. By the way, it was called an opera house, but the word opera house in those days came to mean any place where people gathered and could enjoy some sort of a production. Didn't mean that there was no opera sung, but all kinds of other things happened in the opera house as well. By the early 1900s, the vaudeville era was in full swing, and Hamilton was a mecca with a theater of some kind on virtually every street corner. Some notable venues were the Dixon Opera House, the Rialto with a mighty Wurlitzer pipe organ, the Paramount with 1,800 seats, Beckett's Hall, and the Palace Theater on South 3rd Street, which now serves as a rehearsal space for the Greater Hamilton Civic Theater, keeping it in the family, so to speak. Other performing theater production groups include today the Rotary Revels and the Anthony Wayne Players and Encore Theater of the Greater Hamilton Civic Theater Group as well, in addition to numerous school presentations and touring groups. And they all stopped in Hamilton. Musical activities were abundant. There was the Hamilton Harmonical Society, which organized all kinds of musical shows, begun in 1814. Hamilton has always had a community band of one kind or another, including the Hamilton Concert Band, which we enjoyed today. Let's give them a nice round of applause, by the way. In 1851, the Butler County Musical Association was organized just to keep that sort of a presentation alive in our community. John Philip Sousa enjoyed the talents of a young cornet player who became his solo cornetist, a young man of Butler County origin by the name of Frank Simon, who went on to not only solo with Sousa, but organized what was called the Armco Band, which of course was a county-wide endeavor. Frank went on to teach at the Cincinnati Conservatory as their band director, and his Armco Band continues today, known as the Simon Winds for Frank Simon. Professor Joseph Bine of Miami University founded the Hamilton Symphony Orchestra Society in 1951. A newspaper article of the day described their programs as ambitious and well performed. Starting as a string quartet and expanded to include 9 members, they numbered over 60 players by 1962. And as a matter of fact, some of the earlier members in the form of Lucy Herndon and Rita Line are still with us today. Lucy plays regularly on the violin, and Rita has retired from playing her flute with us, but she's still a lifetime member of our Board of Trustees. And for many years, the Great Miami Choral Society served the community as a citywide advanced level choral group. Today, the HFSO Chorale stands in that role and boasts some 80 dedicated volunteer gifted singers. Some noted personalities that had their start here, in addition to Bess Arlene Camacho, whom you heard singing earlier, included a gentleman by the name of John McCarthy, a nationally known vaudeville star who later managed the Grand Lyric Theater here, Margaret Fisher Rebel, who sang at the Metropolitan Opera in the 1920s. Johnny Black was born and raised here. Johnny was the composer of the popular song Dardanella, as well as Paper Doll, which became the #1 hit during World War II. There is a plaque just next to the River's Edge stage which talks about Johnny Black, and I encourage you to familiarize yourself with that. It's quite a story. The McGuire sisters are Hamilton-based. The McGuire sisters starred on such shows as The Ed Sullivan Show, Arthur Godfrey, Danny Kaye, Red Skelton, and others, just to name just a few. And of course, there's Ray Combs of TV fame and the great pianist Brian Wallach, who's making a splash in the world stage today. Noted composers from Hamilton include, of course, Johnny Black, but also noted choral music composer Joseph Clokey and Edgar Stillman Kelly. Mr. Kelly was commissioned by the Cincinnati May Festival in 1918 to write a piece, which he did, and they performed, entitled The Pilgrim's Progress. Some of the greatest talents in the world have appeared here in Hamilton because of the atmosphere here, including Vladimir Horowitz, the great pianist, soprano Kathleen Battle, composers H. Owen Reed and Michael Dougherty, to name just a few. And recently, our city became the home of the Miami Valley Ballet Theater. Hamilton has been a home to the visual arts as well. The 1991 bicentennial celebration saw the establishment of a world-class fine arts center in the form of the Fitton Center for the Creative Arts. The Fitton Center stands as a model of what can happen when a city commits to an artistic focus. And subsequent newer groups include Pyramid Hill Sculpture Park and the City of Sculpture. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Hamilton Fairfield Symphony Orchestra, my band, which has enjoyed a rebirth over the last 20 years or so. And we like to think ranks in quality second only to the venerable Cincinnati Symphony in the area. Some of the newer offerings in town include Art Space, which is, as you know, down the street, a series of lofts and artistic studios that can be rented, and of course the beautiful River's Edge venue down on the river. Why promote the arts at all? Why have a day today and a parade where we talk about the arts? Is art a frill? Is it merely a frivolous endeavor? Let me tell you that from the Paleolithic era, some 30 to 35,000 years ago, in Lascaux, France, there was a cave dwelling. The very oldest examples of human expression are found on those cave walls. Our ancestors lifted finger and paint and plant to decorate those cave walls. They're art. Only that which endures from that time period, 35,000 years ago, is art. Not investments, not medicine, nor monuments, nor science, just their art. I used to tell my students, if you want to know how a society feels about itself, look at its art. Words and people can lie, but art is always honest. It's like holding up a mirror. Art separates mankind from mammals. They make us different. What of Hamilton will endure long after we are all gone? You know, in a time riddled with ugliness and hatred, where human life is in peril from womb to tomb, and from the scourge of heroin addiction, and even in the face of cowardice in the form of terrorism, and those that would seek to take our culture from us. The arts can stand as a reminder that indeed beauty does exist in the world. The arts give voice to that which is in us, to our better selves, and can serve as a reminder of the extreme high capability of mankind. It expresses our highest aspiration and our hope. And the arts can also serve as a balm to a troubled and grieving people. On his way to the White House, Abraham Lincoln stopped in Hamilton. Let me close with his words. And while these words were meant to inspire and unify a nation, they are words of such rich musical imagery that he chose to close his first inaugural address. This is what he said. He said, "The mystic chords of memory stretching from every battlefield and patriot grave to every living heart and hearthstone all over this broad land will yet swell the chorus of the Union. When again touched, as surely they will be by the better angels of our nature." Lincoln said, "We, even we here, hold the power and bear the responsibility." Friends, let us cherish our better selves. Let us nurture and cherish our arts. Lincoln knew. Can we do any less? God bless you, and God bless our art. God bless Hamilton, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, Paul Stanberry, for that. That was an excellent, excellent speech about arts and the importance of arts in our city. We celebrate our arts a lot, and we're celebrating especially today. We've got a great, tremendous history of the art. We're tremendous now with the arts, and we've got a tremendous future with the arts. And you're going to hear right now some tremendous now and tremendous future. We have some patriotic music from HAMS, Hamilton Acting and Music School. They will sing America the Beautiful and The Heart of America under the direction of Mrs. Terry McKee. HAMS is a summer camp for students who have completed grade 2 through 5 in Hamilton City School District and is led by Mrs. Chrissy Fox, Miss Meg Haven, and Mrs. Terry McKee. These students will be performing Rats, the story of Pied Piper of Hamelin. It will take place Friday, July the 8th at 7 o'clock and Saturday, July 9th at 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock in the Hamilton High School Rotary Auditorium. Tickets are just $5 and may be purchased at the door. Ladies and gentlemen, HAMS, our tremendous now of the arts and our tremendous future with the arts. about a wild, wild round of applause for this group? There are leaders, there are tremendous artists now, and are tremendous future artists. And remember, rats. Can we all say rats? Rats. Thank you. And thank you, parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, and uncles, for supporting these fine young ladies and gentlemen. Great job. A lot of people to thank. I want to thank Hamilton Concert Band under the direction of Dave Birchfield. About a round of applause for the Hamilton Concert Band. Thank you, Dave. Thank you all. I want to thank Hamilton Fairfield Corvette Club for providing the vehicles for our veterans today in the parade. I want to thank all the units and groups that participated in today's parade, and a big thank you to the high school marching bands that came out and marched today in the rain. Of course, we want to thank the Hamilton Community Foundation and Michael J. Colligan Fund. There would be no parade with floats and marching bands. There would be no parade at all without the Hamilton Community Foundation and the Michael J. Colligan Fund. I want to thank the Hamilton 4th of July Committee, including co-chairman Lauren Sprague, who's out there in the audience. I want to thank Diane Evans, who leads the way in our parade, and Bob Wiley with the Scouts. We have many generous friends of the 4th of July who do supply sponsorship dollars and in-kind help. I want to thank our area Boy Scouts because they helped put together the parade at the fairgrounds. I want to thank DAV Chapter 15, most dependable group in the city, and TV Hamilton for videotaping the parade and patriotic program. Thank you, TV Hamilton. And the Journal News for running the advertisements for today's events.